recently went on a family holiday, and Luke and I went out earlier, and a couple of days later, Joash and Jess flew out with their two little ones, our two little grandbabies, Ezra and Elias. So they have an 18-month-old and a 3-year-old. I mean, salute any parent navigating an airport like that, because you've got the cases, and you've got a double buggy, and you've got a 2-year-old, and you've got a 3-year-old, and you've got to get through all customs. And Ezra was running around the airport, but because they were trying to get through customs, they had to put him in the buggy. How many know? For his own safety. Only this little boy thinks he's been to the airport, walks around the airport like he walks around the foyer. Like, this is cool, this is fine. So they pick him up and they put him in the buggy, and his dad is restraining him in the buggy, trying to get the straps on with his legs and his arms going. Only Ezra has learned a new phrase, and his new favorite phrase is, "Help me." So now they're running through the airport, trying to get to the gate with a 3-year-old leaning over the pram shouting to every stranger, "Help me!" Like he'd been abducted and he didn't know these people that he was with. Do you know that's such a picture of what it is with us and God? God will pick you up from making an absolute mess in your life, and he'll want to lead you to radical life change, because he's like, my way is the best way. This is the place to safety. And I know you think you know it all, but you absolutely don't. And you're screaming to everybody around you, "Pray for me. I don't know what's happening with my life's falling apart. Pray for me." No. You've been picked up by the right hand of God, and he's leading you to radical life change. Do you know, just by being the nature of a human being, it's far easier to be critical and to be negative rather than it is to be complimentary and positive. You see, to be an encouraging person, it's not a disposition, it's a decision. You're not born with that in your character, by the way. You're not just this natural characteristic, I'm this like really super positive, super encouraging person. No, it's a decision. And every day you have to make it. Now, granted, there might be some more people who they see the best, believe the best, uppy kind of nice people. But for the most of us, it's a decision that we have to make. Because the more natural way of life is, I want to zoom in on areas of you. I want to critique what I think is going on. I want to have an opinion, and I'm going to be negative. If you live examining the detail of others' lives, looking for perfection in your spouse, your kids, your employer, your leader, you're going to live life disappointed. Because there's a little bit of something wrong with all of us, including you. There's something wrong with all of us. So Paul wrote about this in Romans. He wrote what he wrote in Romans 2, but in Romans 14, he said, "Therefore, let us stop passing judgment on one another, and instead make up your mind not to put any stumbling block or obstacle in the way of your brother or sister." You know what it means to put a stumbling block? You can't stop the thoughts that come into your head, but you can stop your mouth from speaking them. And so you might have a negative or a critical thought or a comment you want to make about somebody else, but you need to, because the minute you voice it and the minute you share it, you've become a stumbling block to somebody else. And God speaks out about that. God speaks out about that very thing. You know, if we were super honest, not all of the time, but a lot of the time, the person we want to criticize is somebody that we are jealous over. Jealousy is the root of a lot of criticism and a lot of gossip. And if you are super honest, it's because they have something going on in their life that you wish you had going on in your life. And because you don't have the thing going on in your life, you're going to criticize what you can find about their life. You know, like, her hair is so perfect all the time. So let's talk about her thighs. You know, that kind of I've just got to say something like her marriage looks perfect. Her home looks perfect. Her husband looks perfect. And You feel like you're married to Shrek and doing life in the swamp. You've got toast walked into the carpets, there's biscuits down the couch, and your kids look like they've been dragged through a hedge. And so to make you feel better about your life, you start pointing holes and picking and criticizing things that you can find about her life. Maybe with you guys, maybe, I'm talking like a woman, but let's be honest, you guys, you do it all the same. His car's better than yours. His salary's greater than yours. His biceps bigger than your thigh. So now you're telling everyone, think he does steroids. Well, you don't know that, but you've zoomed in and you've critiqued it and you've made an assumption. Now your narrative must be the truth, so I'm going to tell everybody that I know, because I don't want everybody going, oh my gosh, look at the size of his muscles, because it makes you feel inferior. And so this is what we do. We zoom in and we can critique. And God calls this type of judging others unrighteous judgment. Unrighteous judgment. Now there is a type of judgment that we do correctly, which is not the lane we're going down today. That's when you see another or brother or sister who are in sin and you go to them with the word of God in love. Matthew 18 tells us, and you try to put the difference right. Basically, unrighteous judgment, it's founded in gossip and jealousy and basically God is saying to us, don't do that kind of judging. That is wrong. In John 7:24, Jesus said, stop judging by mere appearance, but instead judge correctly. Why did Jesus say this? Why did he say, stop judging by mere appearance? Well, I believe that it was because he knew that when we judge and when we point fingers, we invite judgment into our own life and we invite pain into our own life. Jesus wasn't even saying that to protect the people that you want to criticize. He was saying it to protect you. He's like, look, I'm saying this for your benefit. Keep your mouth shut.